Feeding oats, the do's and don'ts. What are the benefits, downsides of feeding them? My grandparents fed them when I was growing up, and all of their horses were top performers and never had any issues. I still currently feed them and like the benefits of being more natural. My horses are also in free choice loose minerals, along with free choice hay and pasture, weather permitting.
Okay. Well, when I was making a list of pros and cons, like do's and don'ts or whatever she called them, it was kind of the same things on both lists. Like, oats are a great source of calories. So if you have a horse that needs, like you hear racehorse oats, you know, if you have a horse that's a hard worker or a hard keeper, then they're an excellent source of calories because they have sugars and starches. They're comprised of sugars and starches. They're in there. But if you're going to feed sugars and starches, they're some of the most digestible and safe ones in that the horse has enzymes in the foregut, so the stomach and the small intestine, that digest these simple carbohydrates, so they don't make it back to the hindgut where they would get incorrectly fermented by the bacteria. That's what happens with corn. So we don't like corn as a grain, but oats are they're a safer grain. So the converse to that is oats are a great source of calories. If you have an easy keeper or a horse who's not working,
we won't mention any names.
they don't need oats because they're actually not a good source of nutrition. They have around 10% protein, and the protein or the amino acid profile is not very complete. So it's not a good source of protein. Their calcium phosphorus ratio is inverted.
Oh.
So they're higher in phosphorus and lower in calcium, which can be a problem if you feed a lot, and it can offset the balance of the diet. They don't have a lot of other vitamins and minerals, so they're not really completing the diet. They have a little bit of fat in them, so as a source of a broad source of nutrition, they're actually not a great choice. So their role in a horse diet is as a source of calories or energy, and then so you feed the forage, and then you feed the oats as calories only if your horse needs them. And then you're required to provide some sort of ration balancer, pellet, or multivitamin supplement so that they get the actual nutrition. Now, something I think she talked about, loose or free choice minerals.
Yes.
Okay, I should take this platform and say there's only one mineral that horses have a natural desire to seek out and consume, and that's salt or sodium. They don't have the ability to say, I'm low in copper today, I'm going to take some copper, or I need more potassium today. Nobody has that ability. That has been proven not a thing. So rather than the free choice minerals, I would go with a ration balancer or a multivitamin mineral supplement. And then only the oats as you need them is what I would do. So hay, oats if needed, but some sort of balancer pellet.
How do you choose between a ration balancer and a multivitamin? Because they are very similar in the vitamins and minerals side of things, but they're different.
The difference is that the ration balancer is going to be fed in larger quantities. It's usually a pellet because it also contains protein or amino acids. So if you know that your hay is not a great source of protein, like maybe it's less than 10%, it doesn't have a good quality, a profile of amino acids either, then a ration balancer might be the better choice. It's also good if you're mixing in a lot of stuff, there's more stuff to put in because you're feeding like a pound maybe of the ration balancer where you're only feeding an ounce, 2 ounces of the multivitamin mineral supplement.
So if you have other supplements for your horse, the ration balancer is a better place to hide that stuff.
Mix it in.
Yeah, that's exactly right.